Coming up on News 4 Great Day, making headlines this morning, Suni Lee wins gold to become the USA's 5th straight all-around champion in women's gymnastics. That's just coming in. More on her victory minutes away.
And make sure to drink a lot of water today and every day, but especially today because there's a heat advisory in effect and the heat index is going to get up close to 110 this afternoon. Ouch.
Yowza. And get this, Kent, people in Missouri are getting vaccinated. That's a great thing, but that doctor right there says a lot of them are doing it in secret because they fear backlash from loved ones who oppose the vaccine. Those details ahead.
And some of us stopped bathing every day during the pandemic, but actors Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis stopped bathing themselves and their kids every day long before. Our thoughts on this and more straight ahead on News 4 Great Day.
It's a new day, nothing in a way. This is the start of something big.
Well,
now,
good.
see, I've always kind of been crushing on her with her big
Yes.
eyes and her prettiness.
She's beautiful. There's no
but
question.
she doesn't bathe?
I didn't say she smells great. Just said she's beautiful. Well, they have kind of a, we'll get into this later, but they have a benchmark.
We'll get into it now.
They have a benchmark as to when they feel it's appropriate to bathe. They've got a template, they got a thing. We'll talk about it, we'll bat it around, we'll see if people think this is a good idea or a bad idea.
Is this going to be our GDXL thing?
Actually, we have guests for our GDXL today.
That's good.
Otherwise, it might be.
Guests save the GDXL.
Yeah, it's going to be much more entertaining, trust me. Well, good morning, happy Thursday. Welcome to News 4 Great Day. Hey, as always, friends, we want to hear from you on Twitter. Just do us a favor, use that hashtag GDSTL. That way we can find those comments a little easier. You can also find us on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter under the username @News4 Great Day. Okay?
Good to know.
That's how you do that.
What we want to do now before we get this whole coffee talk thing going is check in with Maurice Drummond because he's been a busy little beaver in that newsroom putting together what we like to think of a kind of a mini newscast.
Yeah.
It's everything you need to know.
Newscast, but smaller.
Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all here. You know why I like working here? Because we all bathe around here.
As far as we can tell, everybody does.
That's what I like.
We either bathe or we're using the right cologne.
I have some real concerns about this.
Yeah.
I want to hear what this is all
Dive
about.
in later.
Whatever keeps things fresh around here.
All right.
All right, good to see you guys. And good morning, everyone. I'll give you right now a live look at Busch Stadium from One Cardinals Way and the BJC Skycam network. Cardinals return home tomorrow night, and a new mask policy could be in effect for that game. The Redbirds haven't been home since the mask mandate went into effect. Last week, the Cardinals told News 4 that they want to follow whatever public health mandates are put in place. And since mid-May, fully vaccinated fans have been able to remove their masks at the games. Fans who were not fully vaccinated were strongly encouraged to wear a mask inside the stadium at all times, even when seated. By the way, Busch Stadium's been operating at full capacity since June 14th. And of course, you want to have your phone close to you today when the Cardinals' new policy will be made available, and we'll make it available in our KMOV News app as soon as we get it. A mask mandate is still in place in St. Louis City and County, despite another legal challenge from Missouri Attorney General Eric Schmidt. Schmidt filed a motion for a temporary restraining order and preliminary injunction against the mandate, saying that County Executive Sam Page can't enforce it. Now, Page says until it gets resolved in court, the mandate will stand. Some metro school districts are still deciding on their mask policy for the fall. Many local parents say that they hope that there is a mandate.
I've been fighting all summer for masks, and I just feel so defeated.
Kelly Edinger pulled her 2 children from in-person learning ahead of the fall semester as her children's school district in Lincoln County plans to make masks optional.
My girls wanted to be back so bad. They did. I feel so horrible. It was hard for me. It was sickening.
And she's not the only local parent concerned about the mask policy at schools. 26 clinicians and 80 parents have signed a letter directed at St. Charles County area districts to enforce masks this fall as the CDC now issues the same recommendations. And we talked about it just a little bit ago, breaking in the last hour. Suni Lee just won the gold medal for the individual all-around competition, and Lee becomes the 5th consecutive American woman to claim gymnastics' biggest prize. By the way, keep this in mind, guys. Lee has been bothered for months by an Achilles injury, and she kind of watered down her floor routine at both the nationals and the trials because of it. And so you know what? She overcame, and she is now a gold medal winner. And what a lift for the gymnastics team, and of course Simone Biles. You know, they're cheering her on. It's been quite a week.
Yeah. Boy, that's exciting. That's good news.
And to do that nursing an Achilles, as a gymnast, I would think that's kind of an important tendon.
Yeah, and another
Moran,
member of the
they're
team. That's
crazy.
a close-knit team from what they say, and to know that they're also thinking about what's going on. They have to be impacted by what happened with Simone and think about their own situations and maybe the added pressure on them. So that's great. That's great news.
Big lift.
Yeah. All right, thanks, Mo. We'll check back with you.
See you guys later.
All right. Time now for Coffee Talk, and we have some intense heat in the forecast today, and we want to make sure that you are ready for it across the area. So take a look at what's happening right now, man. The clouds have rolled in like yesterday, but the haze, you can just see the muggies. It's so like muggy you can see it.
You feel like you could slice a piece of that and put it on a plate. It's just thick.
Yeah, it is. The dew point has been in the mid-70s all morning long.
Oh, man.
And if you follow that kind of thing, if you're a weather nerd like us, you know that is soup. That is Campbell's pea soup out there. 84 degrees right now, but the heat index is 92. And it will be going up from there, obviously, as we get into the day. This is the peak of this heat spell that we have here, with the heat advisory remaining in effect for the entire viewing area and beyond, well beyond, as a matter of fact, until 9 o'clock this evening. And in fact, Rolla, the Phelps County area, is part of another heat advisory that stays in effect until tomorrow. But just want to give you some tips that Matt put together last night. Why don't you run through these since you built this map?
Well, water, water, water. That's the bottom line. We always say stay hydrated, but actually caffeine and alcohol can work against you. So water is always best.
As I take a sip of my coffee.
Yeah. Well, you're staying in a nice air-conditioned environment,
yes,
Kent,
I am.
which brings me to our next tip. If you do have to get a lot of things done outside today, take frequent breaks in the air conditioning if you can. And this is always a good time to look out for people that might not be able to tolerate this as well as you can. Check on your relatives, your neighbors that might be more susceptible to the heat. And of course, dogs, pets, kids, you don't leave them in a car on a day like today.
Or even outside, really.
No.
Most of the pets just can't tolerate it, especially if they're not acclimated to it, and they have to have some fresh water available at all times. Everybody's out of town right now, and I had to let the dog out at 3 in the morning. He's looking at me like, what? What are you, what?
What's happening?
But I thought about that. I thought, boy, he's got to have his water and make sure he's going to be, I'm not leaving him out, but I did turn the air conditioning up, though, when I left. Is that bad? Because it's just the dog.
Up to like what, though?
Just a couple of degrees.
Okay. It's not 90 in the house. Okay.
Probably
All right.
not quite.
Gotta save those nickels.
He don't know it. He's sound asleep.
He's fine.
He doesn't even know he's alone.
Fine. I want to shift gears now to a story that CNN posted overnight. I think KMOV put it up on our website too. Still kind of trying to figure out how I feel about this. I think it's somewhere between sad and mad. The article says that some people in Missouri are getting vaccinated against COVID-19 in secret.
I'm mad.
Because they're concerned about backlash
I'm mad.
from friends and family. Dr. Priscilla Frase, I hope I'm pronouncing that last name right. It's F-R-A-S-E. You're going to see her right there. She's the Chief Medical Information Officer at Ozarks Healthcare down in West Plains, Missouri. That's kind of south central Mo. She told CNN's Anderson Cooper that many of these people did their own research, changed their mind about the vaccine, but the doctor goes on to say that these folks don't want to have to deal with outbursts from other people, indicating that many of their peers would think that they, quote, gave in. That's okay. She says that some have even tried to disguise their appearance. She's also very quick to point out, all are welcome. We don't care why you're coming. Just for Pete's sake, come in and get the vaccine. She also points out that the patients they're seeing in this wave are generally younger than what we saw before, and a lot more people requiring oxygen at a more rapid rate, unfortunately.
And I totally believe everything she said. I have no reason to question that. But you know, as soon as this started, and I walked into the grocery store, And as I was putting my mask on, I saw a couple people walk out and take off their mask, but I saw one person who I'm sure didn't have a mask on when they were in the store.
Yeah.
And they have a sign now, wear a mask. I went in there were 1 or 2 people that weren't wearing masks. I wore my mask, and I just thought, I guess that what they're doing is they're just not going to enforce it now. That's the difference, maybe. I don't know. But then another thing happened to me yesterday. But there was anxiety level, because remember the story I told about when they said you don't have to wear masks anymore, and I did wear a mask, and I got approached 3 times in one grocery store visit.
Yeah.
Well, yesterday I had band practice last night, and I stopped at Lion's Choice on the way.
Of course you did.
And when I went into the store, it's co-located with a gas station.
Okay.
And when I went into to the building, I put my mask on. I ordered my food. When they gave me my food, I went over, I sat down, I took my mask off, and I ate.
Okay.
When I got up and left, I forgot to put my mask back on. As I was walking out of the building, a lady walked by me, and I saw her just look at me. But we're used to people looking at us because a lot of people recognize us.
Yeah, I know that guy from somewhere.
But that was a little different look. And I got a vibe that it was maybe recognized me and thought,
put
he
it
thinks
together.
he's above
Yeah,
everybody
he's
else
one of
and
them.
doesn't have to wear a mask. So to that lady, I apologize, because I did. I got out and I went, I forgot to put my, and it was only from here to the camera. I mean, I just got up from the table and walked right out and didn't even think about putting the mask
But
back
there's
on.
just as much chance. This is what's so crazy. There's just as much a chance that if you wear the mask, somebody who's not wearing a mask gives you the side eye for the opposite reason.
Exactly.
Like
exactly.
This is where we are
Which
right
is
now.
why I have this anxiety about going out at all.
I know. It's crazy. It's nuts.
All right. Before there were steals and deals, before there was a guy driving a boat made of Flex Seal, before there was QVC or the Home Shopping Network, there was TV pitchman Ron Popeil. We have some sad news to pass along this morning. Popeil has died at the age of 86.
How about that?
Now, he's a guy that if we'd have done Dead or Alive, I would have said dead. I didn't know he was still around.
No, he was still kicking.
Yeah, I remember all of these, though. Remember these great spots?
Oh, my gosh, yes.
According to his representative, the pioneering infomercial salesman died suddenly. You don't die suddenly when you're 86. If you die, it could be quick, but...
I think that's what he meant. Yes, yes.
He was in L.A. Of all things, he lived in L.A.
Yeah,
He
go
could live
figure.
anywhere he wanted to. His first sales gigs were at Chicago area flea markets when he was only 16 years old. He went on to sell items like the Ronco Chop-O-Matic, the Popeil Pocket Fisherman, and Mr. Microphone. Much of that was done on television. He even invented some of the products that he promoted. Popeil's fame really took off when the federal government began allowing infomercials in the 1980s. He is survived by his wife, 4 daughters, and 4 grandchildren as well.
I mean,
remember him well.
A staple in so many houses. I can remember probably in the 1980s, it would be like 12:30 in the morning, and up would pop Ron Popeil talking about an electric food dehydrator. And he just had this weird, which sounds so benign, but to see a guy with his kind of talent sell it and work it and say, and we're going to throw in this for free, and he had the live studio audience, and they say that this guy was the first to coin the phrase, set it and forget it.
Wow.
Which is, just a lot of little things we kind of take for granted in this infomercial era now that he
Very
really
much a
started.
pioneer.
Yeah, I think that's true. Yeah. Well, flying the friendly skies, it's not as friendly an experience as it used to be. Airlines tell us that the number of unruly passengers on planes is soaring, no pun intended. It's gotten to the point now that some flight attendants are taking self-defense classes. Yeah, because of scenes like that. I don't blame them. Federal air marshals who typically ride commercial flights undercover are now offering flight attendants self-defense courses. This is a direct result of skyrocketing cases of passengers behaving badly. Federal documents show that passengers have berated, grabbed, and even struck flight attendants thousands of times this year alone. Are you scared?
Sometimes, a little bit, yeah. You get on a plane full of people and some of them aren't very happy and you just never know what's going to happen.
There's no backup at 30,000 feet. So that plane is in the air, that has a crew that has to deal with the issues, and it's incumbent on us to make sure they're fully equipped.
Yeah, there's no backup at 30,000 feet. That's true. Federal officials say some passengers are fueled by alcohol. Shocker.
Yep.
But they say 3/4
That
man,
looked more
she's
like the
wailing.
Three Stooges there. That was
The old eye poke. But listen to this. 3/4, they say, of all incidents so far this year have involved, guess what? Unruly passengers reacting to the federal transportation mask mandate.
Here's another source of anxiety for me. As you know, I flew just a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
Came home, and as I was getting on the plane, I said, please, God, everybody because both flights that I was on were absolutely full. And I just thought, please don't have anybody that refuses to wear. Just put the mask on. Let's not have any drama. We didn't, fortunately.
Okay, that's good.
But you think about it.
Oh, flight attendants are thinking about it. Every time they take a flight.
Every person that walks on, they got to be. And I'm thinking, if somebody's walking down the gangway and they didn't think about putting the mask on and they just forgot, and they're like, oh God, here we go. Sir, could you put the mask on? Oh, I'm so sorry, I forgot. And they're like, thank you.
That's what you want to hear.
All right, now on to some celebrity news. Actress Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher are getting a lot of people talking after they revealed that their family does not bathe every day. The couple talked about it on the Armchair Expert podcast. They said that neither of them shower every day. They don't worry about giving their 4- and 6-year-olds daily baths either. Kutcher said he doesn't see the point of bathing kids every day if they don't look dirty. Kunis pointed out that she didn't have hot water growing up, so daily showering was not a habit. That's the end of the story? That's all we get out of this?
It's basically they wait until the kids appear to be dirty. They say, if I don't see like dirt on the kid, I'm not going to wash the kid. That's their mantra.
But they don't bathe every day either.
Apparently they're not bathing every day either.
Well, but here's the thing. Now, there's a lot of you out there that don't bathe every day. I get that.
Yeah.
But why are we doing a story about them unless they're going extended periods of time without bathing? And the fact that you don't, when your kid, how do you say your kid looks dirty? I mean, like they're filthy, like pig pen, like
that's exactly what I was imagining.
Follow around with a little cloud of
dust. That's when you know.
Around.
That's when you know it's time.
Well, that's going to bring us to our Facebook question, brought to you by Jacob Sunrooms Exteriors and Baths. Are we really going to ask this?
This is important. This is news you can use.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
How often do you think kids should bathe? Head over to our Facebook page and share your answer with us. Now, here's the thing.
Yeah.
I occasionally, like on weekends, because you're really not supposed to shampoo your hair every day.
Yes.
A lot of times on the weekend, I'll just get in there and just rinse off real good. You know what I'm saying?
I think that's fine.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. Okay.
There's weekend days where I don't shower.
And I know people that take like
Is that
fast
okay?
showers. I have a friend that lives in California. He brags about how quick. I mean, he's in and out, boom. And I went over to his house one time. And he says, "It's the longest shower I've ever seen anybody take." I said, "Really? I thought I kind of cut it short."
Well, good for him because they're out of water in California.
Well, that's probably a big reason why.
Much more ahead here on Great Day, but first, Kent, guess what day it is?
I know what day it is.
It's not Hump Day. It's National Chicken Wing Day.
Hello.
So bust out the celery, the blue cheese, the ranch dressing, whatever you like. After a number of years of different establishments selling their version of buffalo wings, the city of Buffalo, New York, back in 1977 proclaimed July 29th to be National Chicken Wing Day. So here's what you do to celebrate. You find some chicken wings, you eat them at a local restaurant. Or maybe you throw a party, everybody brings wings tossed in a different sauce. Or you go my speed and you enter a chicken wing eating contest.
Or there's a lot of nervous chickens out there today. So if you could just be nice, that would be great. Sounds like a great day to me. Parents, we have some helpful tips to build your child a healthy school lunch every day. And no, it doesn't involve chicken wings.
Believe it or not, back to school time is almost here. That's nuts. You can make this year a great one for your child, though, by giving them the right nutrition.
That's always the case. And here are some helpful tips to build your child a healthy school lunch every day.
There are 5 components to a healthy, well-balanced, packed lunch for kids. The first would be at least 1 serving of fruit or vegetable to give kids those vitamins, minerals, fiber, and antioxidants they need. The next would be a source of lean protein. That's going to keep kids fueled and focused throughout the rest of their school day. The next would be a good for you source of fat that boosts satiety, also ups the absorption of fat-soluble vitamins and certain antioxidants. Then some good carbs for energy, to power that mental and physical performance throughout the rest of the school day. And then finally, a good for you treat that satisfies a sweet tooth, but it's also going to be bundled with some key nutrients as well. So I have some examples of packed lunches that fit all of these 5 components. And keep in mind that some foods actually count in more than one category. So the first would be some cut vegetables, maybe some sliced red bell pepper or sliced cucumber or baby carrots. And then for the plant protein and healthy fats, some hummus. So dipping those veggies into that hummus. And then maybe some popped popcorn for some healthy carbs. And then as a healthy treat, maybe something like a gluten-free brownie or an oatmeal chocolate chip cookie would be a good choice. And don't forget to pack a water bottle to be refilled throughout the day in your kids' lunch. But even before you start the day, take 10 or 15 minutes for breakfast. It models the importance of breakfast, but it's also some family time, and it doesn't have to be anything elaborate. Even a bowl of a whole grain cereal that's lower in sugar with some fresh fruit can be a great breakfast meal. Also, get kids involved with packing and preparing their own lunches. You want to teach them which foods fall into each of those 5 categories that we talked about, so they learn how to build these meals on their own when they get a little bit older. And then also take some of the less busy days to pre-prep to get ready for packing those lunches and even some of those after-school snacks. But it's perfectly okay to use healthy shortcuts, such as buying pre-chopped vegetables or those baby carrots instead of having to peel and chop everything yourself. So an after-school snack provides another opportunity to get in some good nutrition and fit in some of those key food groups that kids may otherwise fall short of. So some good options would be a smoothie. You can make smoothies with frozen fruit and oat milk, for example. You can even sneak in some greens blended into those smoothies, just like a handful of spinach or kale. Kids won't even notice, it blends right in. Fresh fruit is always a great option, but it could be something like tortilla chips with salsa and guacamole, or even bean dip. Also energy balls made with nut or seed butter mixed with some rolled oats and some cinnamon and maybe chocolate chips. So that's another good choice.
And for more nutrition tips for both you and your child, you can pick up a copy of Health Magazine or visit health.com. Back to school, Kent. I don't know if you're aware of this, but back to school starts with a B.
It does.
See? And so do all of the events that we're going to tell you about. Yeah, Sarah Thompson joins us next with a list of events going on this weekend that all start with the letter B. It's like Sesame Street up in here.
Oh, good. And if you're looking for some bonding time with your dog, and really, who isn't, you can take them to the art gallery. Yep, an art gallery for dogs and humans. That when Great Day returns. Welcome back to Great Day. We know that you're looking for some things to do this weekend, so this morning we are going to provide some things for you to do. We are suggesting events that start with the letter B. Sarah Thompson joins us and she's giggling because she has a list.
Right. Well, we're trying to keep it fun and keep it creative here, but there's a lot going on this weekend. The ones we're talking about all happen to start with B, and so we're going to kick things off. Yes, that's right, B, the letter B, with the Brad Paisley tour that's coming through St. Louis, and that's going to be on Friday out at Hollywood Casino Amphitheater. So if you are in the mood for some big country music, then you can go. The lineup includes obviously Brad Paisley, it's the headline for the tour, but also Jimmy Allen and then Cameron Marlowe, who had been on The Voice. So great country music artists. If you're willing to check that out, that's on Friday at 7:30 p.m. at Hollywood Casino Amphitheater.
Awesome. Brad Paisley's a great guitar player. He really is. Bob Saget is coming to town.
So totally shifting gears to Bob Saget, right? You know, and so Bob Saget, as people I think have come to know outside of being on Full House and all the TV stuff, is this huge stand-up comedian that continues to just tour the country. And so he's going to have a show at Helium Comedy Club this weekend. I believe Friday, one of the shows is already sold out for Friday night, but there's still tickets for the 10 p.m. show. And then Saturday, there's a 7:30 and 10 p.m. show. But there's not many chances to see Bob Saget, who I've heard some really interesting stuff about his stand-up routine. So go check it out this weekend.
It's grown-up humor, as I recall.
Yes.
And his special guest is Mike Young. All right, so we've got Brookdale Farms Balloon Glow.
And if you want to get outside, and I know that's a big thing right now, people looking for outdoor events, this is something to do out in Eureka. They're going to have a balloon glow. So you can expect to pay, it's by the car, and then you get in, enter, there's food food, beverages. They're going to have fireworks, music, all of that, and then a great balloon glow that's going to go from 8:30 to 10. But the gates open, I believe, at 4 p.m. But that's out in Eureka at Brookdale Farms.
Brookdale's fun anyway, without the balloon glow, but that'll be extra special. And Billy Elliot, the musical.
Right, and then over at Coca in this beautiful new theater that they have, they're going to be doing Billy Elliot, the musical, this weekend. And the cast sort of combines for this. They're Coca's leading performers, as well as local apprentice actors, as well as professional performers. And they're all coming together to put on Billy Elliot, the musical. And then they also do some pre-show activities if you want to check that out. But that's Friday through Sunday at Coca at their new Catherine B. Burgess Theater. So check it out.
That's a great show. Sarah, thank you so much. Have a great weekend.
You too.
All right, we're going to post a link to these places on our website, KMOV.com/greatday, and that'll be up following the show.
We are officially out of bees. Thank you, guys. Still ahead on Great Day, will Busch Stadium require masks? It's a question everybody's asking. We're going to tell you everything we know about it so far. And parents, we're talking to you. What your kids should and shouldn't eat when Great Day returns.
It's a new day, nothing in a way. This is the start of something big.
Happy Thursday to you. Welcome back to News 4 Great Day. Thank you so much for joining us. The second half hour, although it's 35 after, so maybe I should talk faster. Thank you for joining us. As a reminder, if you happen to miss a show, you can find them in the Great Day Rewinds section at KMOV.com/greatday.
Greatest invention ever.
Very clever.
Before we get to Coffee Talk, we want to check in with News 4's Maurice Drummond. He is next door in the news studio with a look and a read of today's headlines.
That we have. Good morning to you, fellas, and good morning, everyone. The Cardinals are expected to update their face mask policy today. Redbirds return home to face the Minnesota Twins at Busch Stadium tomorrow night. This is going to be for the first time since St. Louis City and County reinstated a mask mandate. Since mid-May, fully vaccinated fans have been able to remove their masks at games. Fans who were not fully vaccinated were strongly encouraged to wear masks inside the stadium at all times, even when seated. And last week, the Cardinals told News 4 that they want to follow whatever public health mandates that are put in place. Today, the battle over that county mask mandate continues. County Executive Sam Page says that until it gets resolved in court, the mandate will stand. Page says that the issue will likely be decided by a judge. On Tuesday night, the county council voted 5-2 to end the mandate. The majority of the council members believe Page did not follow a new state law related to health orders.
In the meeting, we were very clear that this was about following state law. We already have the law in place, and that was what the issue was about last night, following the state law.
It has no impact on the mandate. It's an expression of frustration from the council, and I'm sensitive to that.
Missouri Governor Mike Parson was critical of the mask mandates in the city and county, saying that the Board of Aldermen and County Council should have been more involved. Missouri's Attorney General Eric Schmidt is pushing a court to terminate St. Louis County's order quickly. Schmidt filed a temporary restraining order last night, asking a judge to halt the mandate until it can play out in court. Well, a judge has not made a ruling on that request as of yet, but it could happen as soon as today. Meanwhile, Schnucks says that they're following CDC and local health department guidelines, and this means that face coverings are required in Schnucks stores in both St. Louis City and County, and encouraged but not mandated outside those areas. Schnucks says there are signs telling you to mask up inside their stores. Guys, I don't know if this is a big deal to you, but I'm just glad that now I go to Schnucks, I can go out of both sides of the store. Remember, you only had to go to one side.
And the funny part about that is that for the longest time, when I would get to the end of the cashier aisle, I'd start to make a left when I was supposed to make a right. And they go, and I go, oh, I forgot, I'm sorry, and I have to back up.
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was a big deal when they pulled up the stickers that had the one-way aisle direction.
Yes.
We're
it's
going
just
back.
the little things, isn't it?
I know, it is. All right, thanks, Mo, very much. Lots going on. Full update, of course, at noon. We begin the second half of Coffee Talk, though, with a story that may have you scratching your head, kind of like, like this.
Is it about lice?
And it's fair to say that the place we're talking about has gone to the dogs.
Oh.
An art gallery in Hong Kong is catering to our four-legged friends. Experts say there are also health benefits for their owners, though. At the Dog Art Gallery exhibition, Kent, you'll be glad to know that works are hung high for humans and low for dogs. Not too many places in the crammed city of 7.5 million welcome both dogs and their owners. For some pet owners, it's more about having fun with their dog in a public place than it really is appreciating the art. The gallery offers a paws-on experience as well, with interactive displays like a ball pit shaped like a food bowl. Bonding, there it is right there. Bonding with your pet through art can also be good for your own mental health. Man's best friend is known for being loving and loyal. So after a trip to the Dog Art Gallery, I guess you can add cultured too.
So do you have to pay to get your dog into this place?
I'm imagining you do. Art rarely comes free. And I'm just concerned that the low-hanging art, since there's no like button for dogs, they may express their interest
or lack
in other ways.
Yeah.
Like
depending on whether anybody else before them had.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Moving on. Matt and I are both parents, and we know how hard it is to get kids to eat healthy, especially toddlers. And while we don't judge you on what you feed your little ones, we do judge. We have a few foods that aren't really the best options for them, and we definitely get it. Kids might love one healthy item one day, say it's the most disgusting thing ever the next day. Or even at the beginning of the meal to the end of the meal. You ever had that?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
In general, try to avoid a lot of sugary snacks like fruit gummies, fruit juice, cereals, applesauce, and flavored yogurt. Now that doesn't to me,
feel
applesauce,
right?
Fruit juice, but I think what they're talking about is the ones that have a lot of the fructose in it and all that kind of stuff added in.
Added sugars. But you can even find applesauce that's literally just apple.
You can?
If you know where to look. You can.
What, is it okay to eat that?
I would hope so.
I think we're talking about added sugar,
I
right?
would hope,
And processed sugar.
I think so.
Other foods that you want to try to limit include the ones full of sodium, like French fries, hot dogs, mac and cheese, from the box anyway, and pizza.
So all the stuff they really like. Yep.
Because what you're doing every night is you're saying, all right, what do you want for dinner tonight? You want mac and cheese, or you want pizza, or you want chicken wings, because it's National Chicken Wing Day, and I got them salted. I got a special salt for them. Finally, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention warns against fast food, and in fact, the CDC found that children and adolescents get nearly 14% of their daily calories from fast food. That actually sounds low.
That's what I was thinking. 14% feels low.
I don't know what to tell you. I mean,
we're such good dads.
We just told you there's what's left in the grocery store after what we just eliminated.
Well, you're supposed to shop around the ring, right? Stick with the fresh fruit, the fresh produce. Milk and eggs, not the worst thing in the world, right?
Is there a lion's choice in the ring? Can you?
Somehow I think at your Schnucks there is. I don't know how, but for
because
Kids
they have
make it happen.
the little thing you can replace French fries with that.
I do like
veggie sticks.
I like when fast food restaurants at least make that an option.
Give you an
for
option.
Kids. Yeah, I like that. Well, there's so much more still ahead on the Thursday edition of News for a Great Day. It seems like we told you not too long ago that you no longer need to wear a mask at the most magical place on earth if you're vaccinated. However, as COVID cases continue to rise, Disney World and Disneyland will once again require masks, even indoors, even if you're fully vaccinated. This includes when entering all attractions and in Disney buses, monorails, and the Disney Skyliner. It starts tomorrow. Now, here's today's local steals and deals.
Hey everybody, did you know that you can improve your health in 2 minutes a day? Yeah, you know how you do that? By taking better care of your teeth and gums. Your overall health is directly linked to the health of your teeth and gums. And we know we should do it and we know we should be better, but you're going, well, I have a manual toothbrush. I meant to upgrade to a sonic, but it was really expensive. I know I should floss, but I'm just not good with it, right? This is an amazing idea called Spotlight Oral Care. This is a system that was actually developed by two sisters who are dentists. And what they did is they created this fabulous sonic toothbrush. Number one, amazingly affordable. Number two, it has 3 different speeds and it comes with 3 different heads, so it's even more affordable. 2 minutes a day with this, so much better than a manual. Take your manual and clean your shower. clean your teeth with your sonic toothbrush, right? Then a water flosser. I'm not really good with traditional floss. I think some people are gonna be in the same boat. Maybe you have braces or dental work. A water flosser is such a fabulous way to go, but they can be big and expensive. Oh my gosh, this is affordable and compact, and it comes with 4 heads. So this is Spotlight Oral Care. 2 fabulous ideas that are gonna take really good care of your mouth. And right now on localsteals.com, they're 35 to 45% off. 2 minutes a day to a better you is always a great idea.
Welcome back, my friends, to Great Day. You know, while aging is one of the leading causes of hearing loss, there are several other factors that may indicate it's time to see your hearing provider as well. That's why Royce Lamar and Kelly Kernan from Heartland Hearing Centers say it's important to get a hearing test no matter your age. Welcome back to both of you.
Well, thank you.
They're
Thanks,
such a
Matt.
breath of fresh air when they come in the studio. They really are. We'll get to the hearing test and why we feel like everybody should get one nowadays in just a moment. But I want to hear a little bit more about this business. It's a family affair, and it's been going for a long time.
Right, yeah, this is Dad.
Yep.
So I
Hey.
always refer to him as Dad. I've been in the practice for roughly 15 years, and Dad has been for about 30 plus years. So it's been a great, you know, it's been fun. You know, we like to give our patients that individualized care, and I feel like we can do that for our patients because we are family owned. We have other family members that's part of the business, and you know, all of our patients tell me all the time, but I feel like I'm at home when I'm here, you know, because we really want to focus on that for them.
That's the best feeling a client could
Right.
have, I think. And to me, there's just something about a family-owned business. You take extra pride in it. You want to provide that extra level of customer service and keep everybody happy, make them part of the family. too.
Absolutely.
I love that. So why do you think everyone right now needs a hearing test, especially in this era we're in right now?
Well, a couple of things. Number one, everybody should have a baseline. A baseline is a basic hearing test that becomes a medical record. And if you have an issue with an injury, an illness or something, you have a documentation that can establish what your hearing level was before that and what happens after that. So therefore, you'd be available for benefits or compensation. You know, today with what we're facing with the pandemic and things, people are losing, we know, 2 of their senses, smell and taste, but you know, hearing as well as vision and others are part of the 5 senses that we have. So you want to be sure that you're established with the record.
Can you explain? That's a great point, because you're right. If something happens, you want to have that baseline established. Can you explain to me why it feels like, and this is anecdotal, maybe I'm wrong, but it feels like we're so much better about making the dentist appointments, getting the physicals, getting our eye exams every year or 2. Hearing is just as critical, if not more important than some of those other things. We're just not that great at keeping up with it.
Right, yeah, and I feel it's because it's something you can't feel or smell. So it's one of those things that always gets pushed off the back burner until the spouse is saying, I am tired of you not hearing me. You're always asking me to repeat myself, and it becomes a huge frustration for the spouse more than anyone.
That's a great point. It comes on very gradually until it doesn't, and then suddenly
Absolutely.
it's really noticeable.
In most cases, some situations could happen rapidly, but the reality is, for most of us, we don't recognize it because it's not a sense of loss of sound for the person with the hearing loss. It's really a loss of clarity. And without clarity, I mean, we don't wear glasses because we're going blind. We wear glasses to bring clarity. And it's the same way with your ears. Your ears have to have that clarity to send the signal to the brain. It's really about the brain more than it is the ear.
Fascinating. It's a great context there, great perspective. You have a good offer for our viewers this morning, right? Tell me about that.
Absolutely. We have a free first visit. The first 25 callers are expedited. So hurry up and make the phone call. That way we can ensure we can get you on the schedule quickly.
Excellent. And I'm going to let everybody know how they can reach out to you, but we really appreciate you
Thank
guys
you.
coming in today. Thank you so much. Again, the first 25 viewers to schedule an appointment with Heartland Hearing Centers get a free an expedited appointment and free hearing exam. Can't beat that. Give them a call, 314-487-5550, or visit heartlandhearing.com. Great news, too. We're going to be discussing this more on today's Great Day Extra Live. Kelly and Royce are going to stick around. Today's GDXL kicks off on Great Day's Facebook page about 10:15 this morning. Join us, chime in, bring your questions. They're the experts. GDXL is brought to you by the Bommarito Automotive Group.
We love our family-owned businesses here on Great Day. Great to have you guys back. Well, still ahead on Great Day, police and firefighters in Colorado ended up in an unusual high-speed chase when 4 horses escaped from a rodeo and went for a run on the interstate. That's I-70. What happens next is probably the best part of the story, but you're going to have to stick around for that. Also, it is hot, my friends, and it is humid, dangerous heat out there, but we also have a threat of some strong storms this evening. I'll have an update on that for you, but first, it's time for our Brown and Crouppen Legal Minute.
Are you familiar with the term contingent fee? You should be, because the contingent fee has become the key to the courthouse for millions of Americans, no matter how rich or poor. So what is the contingent fee? Well, first of all, it's the primary way lawyers get paid for working on all kinds of injury cases. Under a contingent fee agreement, the lawyer doesn't get paid anything unless the client does, and the lawyer is paid only from the money collected from the negligent party. Bottom line, injured people who can't work and have no money can still have access to our legal system. Wouldn't it be great if everyone got paid only when they were successful? The contingent fee has opened our legal system to everyone and has made sure that our courthouses never become country clubs.
Trending this morning, horses running down I-70, not in Illinois or Missouri, but in Colorado. Check out the video caught on police dash cam. A group of horses escaped from a nearby rodeo. All hands on deck. Stop these horses from running.
Even saw a cowboy riding down the interstate trying to catch up to him to rope him and stop that lead horse. So my goal was to try and get in front of him and slow him down. We were lucky there was enough cowboys in town, otherwise we would have had a much larger mess.
Cowboys to the rescue. None of the horses were injured. That's good. All right, let's take a quick look at the weather. It is already toasty out there. The high temperature today well into the 90s, so we still have a heat advisory in effect and also the potential for some severe storms late this afternoon through this evening across the area. A little bit cooler tomorrow and a high rain chance again on Saturday.
And those storms this evening may come in a little earlier than anticipated, so stay tuned for updates and have a great day, St. Louis.
Thanks for watching KMOV News 4. Watch us live wherever you are, on our mobile, on our streaming news app. And you can also watch us on Roku, Apple TV, and Fire TV.